Happy Friday night, everybody. I am Kitryn Marie. I am an artist, a writer, a speaker, an instructor, a life and a business coach. Kicking back after the week, basically having the week off, getting a few projects taken care of, starting some new endeavors. Wanted to kind of ask all of my viewers about your branding. What is it about the way that you look that people know that you have a certain signature style? In the last 6 months, I started to put some blonde in my hair because the hair was getting gray and I felt it was time for a change. Always having dark hair, my eyes are green, and having to wear glasses now mostly all the time. I needed something that was going to brighten up my face because I am older. I am 57 years old. I felt like I needed to do something that was going to add to the way that I looked, the way that I carried myself, and I needed people to connect with me and know, one, when they hear my voice, they know who I am. Two, my style, what am I doing with my hair? How much blonder can it get? Which pair of glasses do I have on? I'm not wearing any jewelry tonight. Typically I wear earrings and a bracelet that matches, something that I've made out of my line. There are a couple different necklaces and things that I have bought over the years from other people. I don't do necklaces in my line of jewelry. So, what is your branding about who you are and how you look? And do you realize that when you feel like you look good, you are confident, you're more confident in the way that you talk, more confident in the way that you walk, you're more confident in the words that you're speaking and saying, and the way that you are selling your product, your service, you're selling you. What is it about your brand that says who you are? Is it the color of your packaging? Is it the wording in your logo? Is it your tagline? When I write on my blog, it's always meet me in St. Louis. When I sign off on a post on Facebook, it is Kitryn Marie, Life and Biz Coach. I do the same on Instagram. I hashtag, my hashtags usually are hashtag artist, hashtag writer, hashtag entrepreneur, hashtag life and biz coach, hashtag relationship goals. Do you get crazy on the hashtag? Now, when I go off subject, and I'm not talking about anything that has to do with business or coaching or art, I'll throw in some funny kind of things. Like earlier, I was doing some online studying because it's never too late and you're never too old not to learn. You can pull up all kinds of information on the internet and be learning on something that you don't know. So in my hashtag, I put hashtag online no brainer, hashtag hot smart girl with glasses, because you know what, if you don't toot your own horn every great once in a while, why not? If you can laugh at yourself, then you might as well kind of perk yourself up and kind of flirt with yourself. What is it, too, about the way that you package things, the way that you set up your booth, the way that you do your vendor shows? I've been following a gal over on Facebook who is wonderful. Her name is Nell, and she does these vendor shows, and her booths are absolutely gorgeous. Now, a couple weeks ago, I did a show. It was a very primitive type show. Just wanted to get out there and mix and mingle a little bit with some people to see if my merchandise was something that somebody would want. I have right now, from stockpiling, probably about 600 square foot of merchandise that could go in a shop. Maybe in the next year or so, I will look for space to rent. Maybe I will do a few more shows. But the thing about doing the shows, it's being presentable, not only in the way that you look, but the way that you're setting up your booths, the way that you are displaying your product, the way that you are talking about the service that you do. People do pay attention, and although you may not be selling anything and they are coming around and looking, what are you doing to engage your people, to get them interested in why you do what you do? I am a painter, and selling is hard. It's not easy. You trip all over your words, you trip all over yourself, you trip all over your product, because you want to make sure that you're representing yourself the best way that you can. So when you have your product and you're telling people, yeah, I'm a painter, but why are you a painter? Why do you do what you do? I do wreaths. Why would anybody want to do wreaths? I do bohemian art. I don't know if you can kind of see that over there. Try not to knock my phone off the tripod. I do all those things, one, because I have a terrible anxiety disorder. I get nervous extremely easy. My mind wants to go all the time, has a hard time sometimes shutting off. And when I can do my art, I can calm myself. That's the number one reason why I do art. Two, I do painting because long time ago when my mom was still alive, she was an oil painter, and as a little girl I would sit there and I would watch her with her oil paints, and she would sing to the high heavens with her voice, and she would paint, and she was in this wonderful, happy place. So when I paint, it transports me back to that time when I was a little girl and my mom was there. I like painting because it's a matter of expression. It's a matter of moving the paints because it is therapy. I can find perspective and perception in almost anything I see, and I can transpose it onto the canvas. Right now I have this new technique where I will print off a few photos, I don't know if you can see that, just to get some ideas. I never steal anybody's ideas. I will take a picture that I've seen and I will tweak it to make it my own, and I will add it into whatever I am painting. And when I am teaching my painting classes, I even tell everybody it is about perspective. It's not about what you see, but what you don't see, that you need to train the eye. Everything starts out a basic shape and you tweak it into the image. The florals. When I was in high school, both of my aunts they did the floral business. They were florists, and after school I would sit there, and that would be a wonderful way to have conversation with my aunts. They helped raise me along with my grandma, and it was a connection. And we talked about color, and we talked about design, and we talked about placement. And I know the light's not real good right now, but that's a Christmas one that I do have for sale. I like the florals. I like the design concept. When you're doing flowers, there is a formula when you do floral design. And for any of you that are watching who are florists or who like to have their hand in florals, I always like to think when you're putting an arrangement together, you want to go 1.5 times above the vase that you're using. You know that you start with your main, what I call the pinnacle flower, and you look down as if you are building a pyramid. With florals, you work in odd numbers: 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 12. Think of a dozen roses. Your filler flowers, depending on what you were trying to fill, so it makes it look bigger. When you were doing a flat piece, you want to make sure that it comes out long enough to cover the bottom of the plate. You want to make sure that your leaf, whether it be leather leaf or some kind of fern, covers out of that bowl. There are tricks. There are little techniques that you learn when you are doing the craft. In my classes, we talk about these little bit of techniques. We talk about what you can do to sell your projects, your crafts, taking your talent to a whole other market. I started doing the bohemian art. Come on, let's admit it. We have all seen the graphic tees. We've all seen the graphic mugs. We've all seen the graphic signs. The farmhouse move is going to be moving out here over the next year, and we need to start creating new art. We need to be creating something new that somebody will want to buy. The market is chock full of the same products. So what is it about your product that sets you aside from what somebody else has? I have said it over the last couple months. We are going to see a resurge of bohemian art. We're going to see a resurge of the 70s coming back, making a way back into our lives, into our clothing. Colors are going to resurge in the greens, the oranges, the yellows. There's going to be a different kind of plum mixed with a golden yellow. We're going to see more turquoises. So what is it about those new color trends that are coming that you can incorporate into the projects that you're doing, into your art. What are you saying to your customers other than, yeah, I paint, yeah, I make wreaths? What is it? Why? Why do you do what you do? What is it about who you are that makes you the best at what you do that somebody is going to want to purchase your product or your service or come and hang out with you? My coaching groups. Right now, I am looking for 5 entrepreneurial, spirited women who live in the St. Louis area who want to come and learn more how to take their craft, take their talent to a whole other level. I have built my own blog. I've built my own website. You start out very slow. I've been very happy doing it on my own. I've been able to maintain it all on my own. Now, when I get to a point where I am so overwhelmed and overgrown with sales, I will turn that over to somebody else. I am looking for a videographer, though, right now. I'm looking for another photographer to do some photos. I can't do all the photos by myself. I can't do all the video things by myself. But in my coaching groups, we talk about the little steps that you can take to get you onto that platform. We talk a little bit about a podcast. I'm still learning about podcast. It's important to have a website to match your Facebook page, your Instagram page, your Pinterest page, so you have something to bounce back and forth and around. You have to have many entities so people know where to find you. You have to have different and variety on each of those platforms. Your customer, you're going to lose them if you have the same information on all of those platforms. You want to change it up. Get some ideas. Go over to Pinterest. If you are a designer, if you're an artist, put your pictures with just a little description and send them over to your website. If you're on Instagram, you know what? Tell the story. Tell the story. Why you doing what you do? What does that painting mean that somebody's going to get, that somebody's going to say, oh my God, I have to have it. I have to buy it. I don't know what I saw. Somebody was painting something in LA, and it just so happened Halle Berry was walking by her shop, and Halle Berry looked in and she saw what this woman was working on, and she said, whatever it is, I love it. When it's finished, I want you to call me because I'm going to buy it. Now, that's the kind of reaction we want when any of our customers, any of our viewers, any of our followers see our work on any of those platforms. We want to leave that kind of an impact that whether you're starting it, whether it's in the middle, or whether you're finished with it, that somebody says, I have to have that. You want your customers to be the first one in line to get what you have. So, and the other thing too, you want to change it up. You don't want to leave it the same. I do a variety of different paintings. I get bored extremely easy. I have to go from project to project to project. Sometimes I will do 3 projects, start them out, and then go back and work and finish. Sometimes I'll leave those 3 and go and create something else, knowing I have things that I have to take care of, making sure that I am putting up on all of the platforms, pictures of what I am doing and why I'm doing what I'm doing, and talking about my 17-year-old, talking about my pets, putting in different hashtags, using the same hashtags, telling the story, going live. That's another thing in my coaching group. We talk about having the confidence to be able to go in front of a camera, in front of live people, and tell them why you do what you do. What's your story? We do get tired of our own stories. We say them, we tell them, we live them over and over. There are some stories that are bad that we have a hard time letting go of. It has been things that have brought us to this platform, and those are references that we use. We're not that same person that we were before. We're something better than what we were before. We're not better than anybody else. We're just better than what we used to be. And these are things that I reiterate in all of my coaching classes and any of my art classes. So I'm going to do some more online studying here. I am Kitryn Marie. I am from St. Louis, Missouri. I am an artist. I'm a writer. I'm a speaker, an instructor, a life and a business coach. I am looking for 5 women with an entrepreneurial spirit that wants to learn more how to take their business to a whole other level. I live in St. Louis County. I hold these coaching sessions here in my home. If you want to see more of my work, please go over to kmgraphicapparelandart.weebly.com. Or if you want to learn more about my coaching classes and sessions, please go to kitryn-marie.weebly.com. You know, life is full when you allow it to be full, when you learn to organize and balance out all the good things and all the talents that your higher power has given you. You know, it opens doors. And when doors are open, you have to be willing to walk through them with an open mind and an open heart. So when that coin flips in the air, you make sure you are on the right side of it, making the right choices for your life and for your business. And if there's anything that I can do for you, please reach out at kitrynmarie@gmail.com. So you take care, and I will see you the next time. Bye.